For today's CyberCEO episode,
the experience to work with our Cyberbacker, Alex, it's just no different than having a person sitting next to you. It's very impressive. He's very creative. Alex is not just waiting for instructions. He collaborates and he comes up with ideas. Oh my goodness. The question is, what doesn't he do? We always know that we didn't do it alone. What would happen if Alex didn't show up? What would happen if Alex wasn't the leverage that we have? What we're able to do is leverage and find someone that's able to fill those areas that we can't. Make sure that our schedule stays manageable. It makes us shine because, again, people say, man, these people are on top of their business. Alex has been a huge key player in our success.
welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details.
Another great day here at Cyberbacker. My name is 𝗙𝗲𝗯. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show, Rene. How are you doing today?
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, 𝗙𝗲𝗯.
There we go. We're very excited to have you on the show, of course, to talk to you more about your experience with virtual leverage, of course, through Cyberbacker. But before we do that, I need your help here real quick. Can you tell us something about yourself and what you do, Rene?
Again, we're real estate agents in the city of Houston, Texas. We have a team. We call it a small mighty team, which is composed of my wife, my business partner as well, and we have a team of 8. And aside from real estate, we also invest in real estate ourselves.
Wow!
So that's something we do when it comes to buying and holding real estate property.
Oh, so if you don't mind me asking though, how long have you been doing real estate?
I joined the team in 2021. Now, my business partner, 𝗙𝗙cie, she's been licensed since 2005.
Wow. And
been with Keller Williams since 2014. So she's a team lead. She's the one that leaning for support.
Okay. So really between the both of you, that's a lot of experience, of course, in the business. Now, how about working with people who are virtual, just like with Cyberbacker? Is this a first time experience for you?
𝗙𝗲𝗯, when I first, had the experience to work with our Cyberbacker, Alex, of course, when you hear the word virtual or the word Cyberbacker, you can only create stories like, what is it? How does it work? Mm-hmm. At first, you don't know how to communicate, but eventually, as time goes by, you get to know them. You realize it's just no different than having a person sitting next to you.
Absolutely true. No real difference. The only thing is you can't have coffee with them. That's it, right?
We can have virtual coffee now.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, virtual coffee. So,
yes.
How did you find out about Cyberbacker anyway, though?
Actually, I was at a real estate event at I want to say it was either Mega Camp or a family reunion, and Craig is who I met. At first, I didn't know what the future would hold. Later on, I remember 𝗙𝗙𝗍 telling me, I need you to meet this person. And so, she introduced and I say, who was that? And she said, that's Craig with Cyberbacker. Okay, again, the name flew by me. It's like nothing, didn't think anything of it. But that was my first introduction to know who Cyberbacker was. So again, it was through a real estate event. And I know that so much is happening in those events. It's kind of hard to slow down and trying to kind of pay attention to what everybody's offering or what services they are. I didn't know at the time how valuable it was.
Yeah, those events could become really crazy at times. You get a lot of information just being given to you at a short amount of time, right? Again, their first introduction to Cyberbacker. But how about virtual leverage, though? How did you first find out about that idea?
Well, kind of going back to the event on when you're watching the speakers, someone on the line, you're getting an advice that tells you not to buy the shiny objects. As soon as you come out on the actual conference, conventions, you have all these people offering you a service to say something or buy something. So once I got introduced, again, it was through the experience. 𝗙𝗍𝗻 had been working with Alex already, which is our cyberbacker. And of course, I wasn't an agent at the time, but I would just watch and I would hear like, who is he? And, how did you get a hold of him? So I've had all these questions. Then I realized, okay, of course, at the beginning it's a virtual. And as time went by, I realized it was the same person that was always on the call. And his level of professionalism was very impressive. He always referred to 𝗙𝗍𝗻 as Miss 𝗙𝗍. And I remember the first time he directed me, he actually called me Sir Rene.
Oh.
And I was like, you know what? I like the way that sounded because, again, it was very respectful. And I noticed the way he carried himself. And I was, I liked it. And that was my first experience with working with assistants, of course. After the time, the session would end, I would ask 𝗙𝗍𝗻 more questions like how did this work? How do you do this? And that was my first encounter. Yes.
Now, especially the respect. Again, it is very evident in all of our cyberbackers, of course, especially from the Philippines. Again, very, very evident too, of course, when it comes to foreigners interacting with Philippines. I think that's one of the most common comments. Very, very respectful. And some of them actually aren't used to that, right? There we go. Now, how long has 𝗙𝗍𝗻 been working with Alex? And how about you? How long have you known him?
Well, again, as I said, I'm going on 3 years. April will be 3 years of working in real estate. And I know 𝗙𝗍𝗻, when I joined, she already had Alex. So I'm going to say, over 3 years with him.
Over 3 years. Okay.
And it's been the same person.
Just one person. Okay.
So that's which, again, it's you get to create a relationship, and it's nice to see the business grow. And, so he's able to be part of that as well.
Of course. Now, talk to me more about Alex and what's it like working with him every day? What's it like? How does he help the business? Let's say in terms of tasks, what do you ask him to help with every day in the business?
Oh my goodness! The question is, what doesn't he do? When I first started working with Alex, the first thing that stood out to me, I realized how young he was, and how receptive, and how he's such a fast learner. And I told 𝗙𝗍𝗻, I said, hey, this guy, he's very impressive. The way he's very creative. Alex is not just waiting for instructions. He collaborates and he comes up with ideas. All the ideas will they always be perfect? I don't think they will be. But getting the rough draft is important sometimes. And then for us, as in our world, things are moving so fast. If we for example, we may tell Alex, we saw this, this is what we liked, and we would like to do something like this. And can you put something together? And if you don't know, can you lean into the support of your world with other cyberbackers that can actually help you? But this is what we're looking for. And then when Alex comes up with the finished product, or at least, this is what he creates, and then it's easier for us to go in and make some minor adjustments that make it personalized to our brand, to our business, and what is that we're looking for. But I would say 80%, and I would say 80% has been done, which is coming into the 20%.
So it is true then. So he's almost everywhere in the business now then, am I right? Almost.
So he helps us with, whether at first it was just him. Now we have another person that helps us. But before, he was helping us with listings, with our buyers, with social media, data management, anything to do with contracts, following up, emails. And it gets to a point to where you realize, man, he's really, really, the word leverage, it may be understatement. There might be another word for that, because Alex is very, very talented in so many areas. I will say his growth has been, he wasn't this person from the beginning. However, we learned how to work with each other. And any chance we had to get Alex involved in a Zoom class, something that we think will be useful for him. And we've always included Alex. And say, we would like to go in this class, do this, attend this event, attend this, anything we can that we can do over a computer, we ask him to, because we understand that his growth in it's an investment for our business, because the more versatile he becomes, the more he can contribute to what our mission is.
Absolutely agree with you there. Again, just investing in your cyberbacker would be a real big impact into the business, of course, and for his career as well, right? So a win-win situation right there, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Now, talk to me more about the partnership, the relationship that you have with Alex. Seems like the way you talk about him right now just feels like you've been working for not just a year or 2 or 3 or 4 years. Feels like it's longer than that. So what I'd like to know is, how did you build that strong partnership with someone who's virtual?
Great question. One of the things that we do every chance, well, actually daily, we have huddles that we meet daily. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he stays connected for hours. We're face to face. But our huddles that we do shares, and we do things like, for example, one of the shares we always start with is, tell me something good, something that's happened recently in your life. Event could be personal, it could be at work, it could be a small win. We always ask for an affirmation, something you want to say about yourself, that you're good, that you're learning. And then we always ask for a prayer. A prayer could be for yourself, it could be for someone in your world. And I believe that by doing this, we've learned about Alex. We know who his family is. We know what his core values are. We know how important family is to him. So, and sometimes, Alex is so respectful of our times that we ask him, Alex, don't you have this going on this coming week? And he says, yes. I said, well, don't you want to take some time off? And then he's like, that would be nice. You know what, Alex, take the day off or do whatever, attend to your family, because we understand, like, we want some time for ourselves. So we also respect his time. And again, he's someone that we can, I don't ever, start my day wondering, will he show up?
He's always there.
Or what personality I'm going to get? I think we're spoiled because we get Alex 100%. And again, I believe that the results of that is because we've learned to work with him. We've learned, who he is. We learn what drives him. We learn what motivates him, and I think that's super important to get the most out of an individual, because again, we all win in different ways.
True.
And again, for us to understand him, the more we understand him, the more we understand what part of the business he's more valuable.
Absolutely agree with you there. Again, I think very important for other business to know is that sometimes you really have to get to know your cyberbacker on a personal level, not just someone who you throw tasks to. It's very important to get to know why they're doing this, what's their biggest why, something like that. Because again, you would know what drives them, and that would really help in the partnership that you will create with your cyberbacker. I think, especially during the beginning of the partnership, I think towards day one, up until first 90 days with your cyberbacker, you really have to build that relationship with them, right?
I believe that many times, in business, when we question our expenses, when we question, am I ready? Do I need this? The reality is, like, fear will keep us from making this decision. But learning how to work with someone, getting additional help, it's just trusting in yourself as well, because you can say, I trust myself enough that I can teach what I want, or I can give somebody instructions of which direction I'm headed, and it makes it easier. And again, the idea that you can partner up with someone across the globe, that that here we're competing with other wages, and whether somebody's commitment to the company may be short-lived, versus I have somebody across the world that is getting paid very well comparing to the local markets. So this person cherishes this job, values this opportunity, and we'll get to help each other.
That's a win-win situation for both sides right there. Now, one last question while I still have you here. What's been the biggest impact of working with Cyberbacker, of working with Alex so far in the business?
Our growth, when we get to celebrate our wins and our success, we always know that we didn't do it alone. And then, 𝗙liche and I look at ourselves and, what would happen if Alex didn't show up? What would happen if Alex wasn't the leverage that we have? So it can be very scary. So we understand that our success, yes, our clients have supported us, However, we made the experience nicer and, a more memorable experience by making sure that we look like we have, 20 hands and we're in 20 different places. Yet that's not the case. What we're able to do is leverage and find someone that's able to fill those areas that we can't, or, answer those emails that we don't have time to, communicate with those title companies that we can, and make sure that our schedule stays like manageable. And it makes us like shine because, again, people say, man, this people are on top of their business. Of course, we get to hold the trophy up. And but again, we know that we didn't get there by ourselves. And Alex been a huge key player in our success.
A huge part of the success.
And looking forward to more because we know that as we grow, we also want him to also, grow in his world as well.
That's going to be very exciting. Again, imagine it's only been a few years that you've been working together. Imagine what you, Alex, and of course, other members of the team can do in more years to come, right? It's very, very exciting.
100%.
Now, I forgot to tell you that Alex is going to be able to listen and watch this once we have this online. So we wanted to know, would you want to give him a quick shout out or any messages you'd like to give out before we end today?
Well, Alex, thank you for all that you do for our team. I just, who can imagine doing it without you? You're an important part of our business. We're very grateful that we have, crossed path and you were meant to be in our journey. And again, thank you for all that you do for us. You make us look, better in everything that we do. And I can't wait to see where our future takes us and what our future growth will look like.
There we go. Now, we too are very excited to see the future of this great partnership. You, Alex, of course, everybody on board. Again, Rene, thank you very much for being on the show today. I had fun talking to you today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.